This is probably the worst packaging ever for an item like this. It barely fits in the box. Look at that. That is terrible. Let's hope what's inside isn't damaged. Luckily, the whole thing was bubble wrapped and had this piece of padding, like right here. So I guess it's not so bad. And here we have it. I got myself another Xbox 360. I had an Xbox 360 a while back. It was the core model from way back in the day. I ended up selling that because I never played it. But now I'm starting to want to get into some of these games again. So I decided to pick up a much smaller version of the Xbox 360, and this is the Xbox 360e model. The reason I chose this over the traditional slim model with the weird curves and stuff is that this will match the Xbox One a little bit better. And it's also a little bit smaller, so I might be able to fit it upright like I want to do on my shelf over there. Also, the buttons are not the touch buttons, they are just regular push buttons, which is nice. I really like that. Here's the front. You got your sync button. Get 2 USB ports in there. Still has the sticker. It's missing a USB port compared to the Slim, but that's really not a big deal. So you have 2 USB ports. You have the Connect port, the Ethernet port, AV, which thankfully on these newer models is not a proprietary connector anymore. That's one thing I actually really like that they did. They changed from that ridiculously huge cable on the old ones to just a simple TRS connector. I really like that. That is fantastic. So getting replacement cables for that will be easy. And it's non-proprietary, which is what I like. And then there's HDMI. There's no way to do component on this. As far as I know, you either just get composite or you get HDMI. So if you want component, get an older model. The power cord, or the power jack, is also different. It's just a barrel type connector instead of the that little like square thing from before. And that particular thing hasn't arrived yet. I ordered the power supply separately, so I have to wait for that to come probably sometime next week. But through the magic of video editing, I'll just skip to that when I get it. One thing about the 360e that's nice, you pull this compartment away, and as you can see, it takes the same hard drives that the Xbox 360 Slim does. So you can just buy a hard drive made for a Slim and just stick it in here, which is exactly what I plan to do once I have some spare cash. I'm going to buy probably a 320 gig drive, maybe even spring for the 500 if I can afford it, and just stick it in there, play some games with it. So that'll be sweet. So this is cool. I'm happy to be getting into 360 again. It's going to be a lot of fun. Shipping kind of scuffed this thing up quite a bit. I'm kind of annoyed about that, but I think a lot of this is just like residue that can be cleaned off. So I'm going to try just cleaning it off and see what happens. Well, I took some cleaning supplies to this thing and it looks a hell of a lot better. Look at that. There's still a little bit of that residue there, but I don't know. That's from shipping. Still looks a little bit nicer. This is a used console, so and it's black piano plastic, so you're gonna get scratches and stuff. Because if you look at the matte side, it looks beautiful. So that's the disadvantage of piano black, and why I absolutely despise it. That it's on all modern electronics. But whatever. Anyway, this is the Xbox 360e. It's styled to look like the Xbox One. I bought it partly because of that, but more so because it's actually a little bit smaller than the Slim. Not by much, but just enough that I might be able to fit it vertically in my shelf. We'll find out if I can or not. I'm hoping to stick it like this right next to the Xbox One. That would be fantastic. So, might be a pipe dream, I don't know, but we'll figure it out. Plus, I have to wait for the power supply to get here, so hopefully that'll get here pretty soon. Hopefully by next week sometime. I think the tracking says by next Wednesday, so hopefully I'll have it by then, and I'll be able to play some Halo Reach and some other 360 games. There you go. Well, I got the power cable with my 360, for the 360 rather, and there you go. It's the official one. It says Xbox 360 on it. This is the one you want. And I have the Xbox updating right now. I haven't played a game on it yet to see if the graphics portion of it works. It probably does, though. This thing's new enough. But here's the 360 itself in my little gamer's corner. I have the Xbox One here, and I have the Xbox 360 here. This is exactly why I wanted the E model, because look how much clearance I have. This just barely fits vertically on my shelf. And that's exactly how I want it to be, so I could stick something else up here. So that's part of the reason I got the E model. The other reason is because it really looks nice next to the Xbox One. So pretty cool. So over here I'll have older games, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Halo Reach, which I just picked up from Second & Charles. Not for $32, for $12. And, you know, some other games. I plan to get Halo 3 ODST. And, you know, a bunch of the games that I missed out on after selling my 360 3 years ago. For some reason, it takes games aging for me to want to play them again. Not sure why. I want to get a Guitar Hero or a Rock Band controller again, because I do have a couple of those games left. And while it's a poor excuse for playing an instrument, they're fun games. I like rhythm games like that, so that'll be fun to go back to. So far, this thing works beautifully. And it's very quiet, too, which is nice. I have my Xbox 360 controller plugged into one of the USB ports on the back. And, of course, my controller does not match the system, because I bought this controller before I even got the core model I did back in 2005 or 6, something like that. 2006, I think. So the controller doesn't match, but you know what? It works. And I'm not going to buy another controller just to have that match the system, because that doesn't even matter. So there you go, the Xbox 360. The interface has changed quite a bit since I last used an Xbox. It has a similar interface to the Xbox One, actually, so that's kind of cool. I'll have to wait for this to update and then show you. So this is the newer Xbox 360 interface. It reminds me a lot of the Xbox One's interface. I like how there's YouTube and Hulu and stuff on it, just like the Xbox One. That's kind of cool. But I'll be using this Xbox 360 more than likely just to play games. So, games with gold. You also get games with gold on here, which is pretty sweet. I have to wait for my hard drive to come, but once the hard drive comes, I'll be able to play plenty of games on this particular machine. I think what I can test it out with right now is Halo Reach. Let's see how that works. So let me get the disc here, and we'll stick it in the machine. For a used disc, this thing is in immaculate shape. Look at that, it's crazy. Let's stick the disc in there and start the thing up. Hopefully it works. There's also Minecraft on here, which I've never actually played. The disk drive sounds like a computer. Alright, let me get the game started and we'll see if the graphics are functioning the way they should be. This is the one Halo game I have never played through. That is Halo Reach. So this should be fun to play through. I think it's a prequel, so I get to see what it's like. It's a weird game. It doesn't feel like Halo all that much. Yeah, this is Planet Earth.
Commander,
Graphics portion of this is working beautifully. Look at that.
Searching. Nada. Can't say what's jamming us.
You heard her. Dead zone confirmed. Command will not be...
Hit Y to skip.
Shoot down attempts are likely, so keep your distance.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, looks like it's working fine.
Watch your sectors.
There's the communications outpost.
Thinking of distress people.
Yep, works great. Look at that. No problem at all. So, that is the Xbox 360. Looks like I'm going to have fun going back to some of the games that I missed. And for playing some newer games. I've thought about getting Grand Theft Auto 5 for it. But some people have told me it runs like crap on it. I'm not... I don't know. I guess I'll find out. But for now, I have Halo Reach to play. And that should be fun for a while. You guys will find out in the next video that I'm having to make some sacrifices to my computers, so it's a good thing that these consoles came into my life just before these money issues started. So yeah, I'll have plenty to play. So there you have it, folks. That is the Xbox 360e. It's really not a whole lot different than the Slim, but it happens to fit in my shelf, which I really like. So there you have it, folks. It's just a quick look at it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and have a good one, everybody. Ciao.